this is going to be another turbo going second deck, not unlike my Predaplant Lair list. It's very similar. At this instance, I was mixing the two. Don't worry about that. It's bad. But Psyframe Gear Gamma is pretty sick. I also took out the Assault Synchron. I just have too many tuners in this deck. Do not ask for the deck list. I'm still working out. But if you guys have ideas for, again, the start of Synchron line, please hit me up. This one's still a very, very interesting one. This easily could have been in my, I guess, Predaplant Lair deck, where I also have a little branded engine. Here, my opponent is so desperate, they're going to Super Poly my shit into Garura so they could get a draw. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I'd rather have those guys in the grave because I could Psyframe Gear Gamma again. Hey, I said it right that time. And fix my fucking mic there. And they're going to pop my Nibiru with branded effect. But I drew pretty good. I have a Orphis Scorpio that I could pitch the Assault Synchron for. Since it has to be a monster specifically, they're going to do this. I'm going to chain Maxi. I'm probably just going to draw one. Popular Squadron's alright, I guess. I'm still able to surge out a Super Poly. And I go into here, I have to. I literally have to bait out the Mirror Jade effect because I can't afford them to disrupt my plays after I Super Poly. And I have a talent, right? I drew in a talent, so I knew that I was going to be chilling. So they banished this. I'm like, okay, let me draw two. I was thinking about taking their monster, but I was like, ooh, my God, these draws were insane. Absolutely insane. So now I'm able to get a Druis Worm, banish their Lubellion, chain Magnemood effect, pitch Hoppier Squadron. That wasn't doing nothing into Super Poly. Now, normally, if this was fusion summoned, they would be able to trigger at the end phase and pop and blow up all my shit, and that would be kind of worrying for the grind game. However, the trap specifically special summons from the grave, so it's no longer fusion summon, unless they decided to do the second effect and fusion summon with Albaz. So, I'm able to Super Poly. I don't have to worry about Mirror Jade. Also, Venom Fusion has an interesting effect. That's a pretty big nib token over there, buddy. Let me also banish that Mirror Jade just for good measure. And as you guys saw, the Lubellion engrave. So I'm going to be able to tribute this guy, get rid of their token. It's just that easy, bro. I should have slowed it down. It's over 9,000. Woo. All right. Another continuation of the spiciness. Power Desires is an interesting card that I'm playing in my deck. I think I do eventually end up taking this out. Anyway, rescue Ace Impulse into the perfect draw to Hoppier Squadron. I'd gladly get rid of that Desires. We're not gonna need that. We're not gonna need that. Excel brings out Hoppier. I'm like, let's just go into Barone now. You know what I'm saying? You know. Okay, keep playing. I'm just gonna decide where I want to negate. I'm like, I guess it was a little early. Oh wait, dude, I'm a fucking moron. I didn't need to negate that. I didn't need to negate that. I'm unaffected by the. Guys, read this. Okay. For the rest of the turn, synchro summon monsters by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Yes. So I didn't need to activate Barone at all. And my opponent just found out there what I just read out loud. They went through all that to try to pop. Reading. Oh yeah, Gold Easter, more like Brown Christmas. Am I right? Okay, we're playing against Cringe Dinomorphia with one set. And I have a Harpies. Of course, the one time they only set one, right? It's alright. I'll try to bait out the Ash. Okay, no response. Lair, still no response. Okay. Harpies, they're going to respond. I figured that. And they have to fusion this away, I think, to get into the other one. So, and then this is the one that, like, negates, or you can't activate effects. Anyway, that's mine now, bitch. Also, tribute for cost. This is the really, really funny part. Now I bait the Ash. I'm like, okay, well, that didn't matter, bucko. I normal summon Hoppier Squadron. I synchro with their own fucking dumbass Rexstrom. Can you count what 2 + 8 is? Also, they were banking all on this one trap. During the damage calc, while you're LP 2,000 or less, which is where they are, you can banish this card from your grave. You take no battle damage from that battle. They thought they were going to live. Barone stops that. And they saltily scoop before they even let me get in game. Sinking that damage. So, sorry, I had a stroke there. Let's just move on to the next one. Yeah, my brain is like this fucking ... right now. Oh boy. Usually I like to just show when I'm going second, but there's too many interactions that we have with our opponents. Going turn 0 for us, right? I was like, ooh, let me draw 2, get rid of the Diabolos. That's like the best send off of this. Although I think I could have played this differently. I maxed them, so they're not going to use their big welcome this turn, even though they clocked. And I also maybe no, that was fine. I think that was a good effect. The hilarious thing is that when they bounce something to hand, it doesn't matter where they add it to. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's from deck or not. So I'm gonna draw another 2. So they could hit anything from my hand. That's totally fine, bro. I'm not gonna need that delta, right? You're not gonna have any spells. And look what I drew. Wait, let me make sure that is what I drew into, right? Another Maxi and Harpies is pretty crazy. I would have preferred something else besides the Maxi, but, you know, it is what it is. It's a little late on that. Get rid of that one. I'm going to tribute this since I have the Diabolos engrave. It brings out our friend Diabolos. Now I'm going to grab the Lair with the second Arima. And now I could tribute their a lady with that. They're going to effect Veiler. Here's the interesting thing, kids. What's this first fucking effect? They can't tribute and cannot target it with card effects. So they realize that they're forced to negate the fucking rescue ace card. Yeah, a lot of these games are going to be quick stomps because that's the nature of this deck, is to piss off my opponent as quickly as possible and then beat them out in the grind with the Lair Darkness engine. I bet RJ stands for Rin Job 1, 2, 3, 4 because you got dunked. All right. We got an interesting one against Naruto Shippuden. Dub, not sub. I'm just kidding. Sub all the way, buddy. Anyway, I draw the nice little Harpies, which doesn't affect them too much. They're just forced to pretty much do most of their interactions for this turn right away. And that's their only dark, so I might as well get the Magnamute effect out. And I'm also a Euler player doesn't know how to read. Oh, it doesn't. Well, I think I knew about the not being destroyed, but I thought I'd be able to OTK them if I tribute over that, you know, with the 24 plus the 3K. Would that have even been game? Oh my god, that wouldn't have even been game. Holy shit, that would have been literally 100 short of game. Oh, that's so funny. I was not OTKing regardless. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. So Maxi's like, okay. But I didn't realize they could also do this during the battle phase, this effect to tag out. Which is just like really funny. Because I'm learning not to read. They book this because they can't target Diabolos, so it's really sick in this position. Also, let me just normal summon this hop here. Barone, pop this guy, so they're forced to trigger their effect, and then I'm just gonna use my Omni. It might seem like, wow, that was like pretty, you know, premature to use that Omni right away. I have the second Hopier Squadron, so I could do a pretty smart and ingenious play that I'm gonna do on the. Well, I also get the draw for the Magnamute, which is like really sick. So I have a lot of plays. I have a lot of different plays I could do. I could make I could hard make the XL while keeping the Barone up, but I don't think there's that much use to it. I'd rather use the Barone effect to special summon one of these guys from my grave. I could do Diabolos and just do a hard again Hopier into Barone again or Chaos Angel, but I think the better play is to make the XL Synchro Stardust. So I'm going to opt to bring back out the Magnamute and then trigger Magnamute effect so I get another dragon on my end phase. Totally chilling with that. And like I said, hey man, they don't got Maxi. Let's just go right into it. I don't have any... Oh yeah, I do have two, sorry. There's a delay in the effect there. But yes, I do make the Barone. So now my Barone has another Omni Negate. I'm not going to use against evenly. I don't care. I only have two monsters. They could totally have that face down Kaiser Glider. Fine. I'm going to cry a little bit. And then now I get another Omnigate, and I'm unaffected again. I'm unaffected because of XL Synchro Stardust, which is just like a cracked effect. And I take the chance to just chain my effect to this because I figure that I'm just going to call a bluff. I don't think they have anything else for turn, man. No way. And I was right. So these games are going to be much more shorter because I'm fitting out things in my deck. I'm figuring out what's good. And essentially this deck is very well at playing on turn 0. And I'm also really good at, like, I can make great use of Super Poly, right? Because of the Lair Darkness engine and have a lot of other annoying things that tribute my opponent's monsters for cost. Sock Passe, more like suck pussy dick TM, bitch. Anyway, you see me clapping up these cheeks of Master. Ignore that they're Master 5. This is a very serious tier. Oh my god, this hand's cracked. And they set one to pass. So don't worry. This game is worth showing you guys. Call by would have been insane. Oh my goodness, if I didn't have Delta in hand. Ooh. Oh, but the plot thickens. They have Omega. Oh my goodness. Nani? I have a chainable effect? My own. Gamma, I call it Omega. Gamma. Oh yes. However, I do only run only one driver. They don't know this though, because as soon as this guy comes out on the field, they fucking scoop it up. I think this is gonna be the short from this episode. That's I've never seen an interaction like that in my fucking life. Are you serious? Called by Delta Omega or Omega. I keep calling it Omega. So, okay, hold on. Called by Delta Gamma. Yeah. I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, surprise, surprise, surprise. Another cracked hand, and this time they're actually kind of playing into it. This is interesting. I was holding on to my Delta because I was going to wait for their continuous trap. I have a figure they always get away into that, right, because of this guy. And then I make the mistake. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to wait for them to, like, activate, like, the pay. But it's only when they activate the card, not the effect, right? So it has to... I couldn't trigger Delta onto this. So I'm like, uh-oh. All right. So I'm going to have to do it on the next Purrely spell that they use, like here. But they have Ash, which isn't like the end of the world because it's actually like pretty bad for them to have one less card in hand because they discard their last one and they miss off of this one. They don't have any more Purrely spells, so I can't Delta them again. So I really should just Delta the first fucking card, or specifically this Purrely one. So that's kind of brutal because I had Hoppier Squadron and Kaiser like I would have been able to go into Barone and just like really fuck them up. And then I draw into fucking the really hard Garnet in the deck. Besides, at least Driver is like a level 6, so I can make Chaos Angel. I mean, this guy's a level 6, I guess, and a dark under Layer of Darkness, but this is infuriating to draw, truly. And like I said, Kaiser Glider is pretty cool because I'm able to tribute for cost. We're going to be able to bring back 3 spells, which is unfortunate for me. Now they're going to get their recursion on. I don't think I have a way to OTK them. I could have gone to Verte maybe and fusion off some stuff. I still have the choice here. I could Chaos Angel, or I could Verte, or I could Psyframe Link 2 into Lambda so my Delta's alive again. I figured let me just do this because I don't think I'm going to Chaos Angel. Yeah, it was either Lambda or Verte. I was like, I'd rather save the Verte for later. And Lambda's pretty cool now because I have the Delta. Because Lambda lets you use Psyframe gear cards even if you have monsters. So my Delta's live again, which is like pretty nice. Obviously, it can't work against my friend Purrely because it needs to be a whole separate card. Now I learned my lesson, but of course now they have Max C. So, do we play under Max C on their turn? Yes, we do. We ain't no pussies, bitch. So we go right into the XL Stardust line. I don't bring back the Hop Ear because that would clog out the board, and then I wouldn't be able to use this effect to tribute this out and bring out the Stardust, etc. So I couldn't bring that guy anyway, but there was no point in that. Now I could do this. Yes, they're gonna get a draw off of this, and then another draw off the Barone. So my opponent's got a scary amount of cards in their hand as a Purrely player, right? You do not want to see that, but we're not doing too bad. I have a Kaiser Glider because of the Magnamut, right? And with my Layer of Darkness up, I'm going to stop any Zeus plays that they're even thinking about doing. Right here. None of that, motherfucker. No. Now, let's watch you play. So I have to find a really opportune time to be able to use this Barone Omni Negate, and I'm thinking... whenever, not on this first effect, I just let him do that. Keep track of how many times they tried to target and use an activated effect against Barone. That's one. They just straight up fucking did that. Wait, let me see. So that was one, and then what was this one? To attach. Activate. Yeah, whatever. Negate. Okay. What was this target? So this is the attach, that is the negate. That's 2 effects that they did. Here's the third one. Oh, actually I'm going to Omni Negate on this because I don't want them to even have to be able to attach any more monsters. Like, I just figured if I stop their plays or whatever they're trying to do now, they're not going to have that many materials to be able to make a like an actual noir, which is fine here. So I think they did 3 different effects that they tried to change my battle position, try to negate me, and tried to attach me as material. And then they have a Purrely Noir play, which lets them, I think, bounce. My brother in Christ, why do you keep targeting the Baron? My opponent, they just, how did you even get the master, bro, with this fucking, dude, like, do you need Braille? Like, I don't understand. You can't fucking clearly read this shit. Like, I don't understand. My goodness. So, how does the game reward me? Oh, let me punish the baddest of players. Amun-Ra, smite this fucking idiot, and let me super poly 3 of his monsters for my Chiffy over to Oh man, that feels good. Doing too much, more like doing 2 butts. Got him. So yes, this one is called Lair of Goatee at Home, as you guys saw. Max C, because we're trying to draw cards. Gamma, because we're trying to special summon, negate stuff, and same thing with Delta, just because I want like a third, I guess, Gamma in a weird way to match up with the 3 Hoppier squadrons. And don't worry, there's 3 Hoppier squadrons, but there's still other things to synchro with the Hoppier, as you guys saw with the Impulse. I could bring out Fire Attacker and synchro with that, or one of my 4, or I guess just 3 Bystials. I don't run Serenir, because I don't really have anything worth milling besides regain, and that's not worth milling. So anyway, so that makes sense with the driver, right? These guys, Maxi, this, Hand Trap, Deep Draw, we know what this is. Arima lets you bring out a Lair. It's essentially 3 extra copies of Lair. Stardust Synchron is what really sparked the idea behind this deck. You could run 3 if you want. Again, I'm still experimenting around, but it's just incredible. People do not see it coming, even if it's not like a quick effect. Like Kaiser still has a lot of utility in being a level 4 light tuner, because you put this up with any of your Bystials here. You have an instant Baron, Chaos Angel, or even Chen Ying I put in recently. Chen Ying is just crazy, actually, because I didn't show these, but in theory with Chen Ying, with on turn 0, if you're able to Gamma and hop your squadron, if you have them in hand, or Delta, you'll have 1 left over, side frame card between driver or Gamma, and on the end phase it'll banish, and that'll trigger Chen Ying's effect to banish 1 from your opponent's field and graveyard. Dog, non-targeting. That's fucking insane. So that's like another big powerhouse. Again, the Bystials, we don't really have to talk about them. They're just crazy. Baldrake also, its effect is usable with Lair. So you are able to tribute your opponent's light or dark monster, which is pretty fucking crazy. And then Bystial Lubellion, just to be able to search out 1 of those and bring out Regained. I don't run Beast. Beast is just too much of a brick, and I want to play on turn 0. And I don't even want to draw into the Regained, but you guys saw how often I draw into it. It is what it is. And then the boss monster. Oh, let's talk about Nib. I have 2 Nib. 3 was a little too clunky. 2 feels like the right ratio for me, again, between the Maxis and the Impulses. Oh, by the way, the Impulses special summon this guy out, and then when they add a card to their hand, it doesn't matter from where. It could be grave, deck, from the field, like we saw with the Labrynth. They draw 2. I draw 2. And I discard 1. And there's so many good discards, like this guy. There's even fucking driver. Like, it's fine. There's way too many discards, even with multiples. So even Lubellion if you wanted to. And then the boss, like we said, one of the great discards, because this guy is great to have in your graveyard. Triggers off of any dark monster being tributed. So you bring him out, and it's the Lair boss monster, right? You get the hand loop them. It's not maybe as good as people might think, or the art, maybe the effect might not be as cool as the artwork, but it's the boss, and it's what makes us a Lair Darkness deck, right? With the 2 copies. 3 was just, I guess, a little bricky. I didn't mind 3, but I just wanted to cut this to a nice 40 tight, between the Harpies. Tuning lets you search out this guy. They also have their own in archetype, like Foolish Burial. These guys saw me experimenting with, because Illumination lets you could Synchron, bring out Illumination, and you also could even mill this one, but I just figured that Trail was just like too much. Maybe I don't want to go all like up into that like synchro type of line. Talent lets you draw. We know what these cards do. Super Poly, absolutely fucking cracked and insane, right, with Lair of Darkness, right? You guys saw Triff is a possibility that normally it isn't. Even though with the X Purrely Noir or whatever that Purrely gameplay, they all would have been darks anyway. But still, it's even if those cards weren't dark, I would have been able to still Triff you over to them. And then I'm experimenting with the one evenly match again. I might take this out. I might throw in like a random runic extra deck card. I don't even know what I have access to. Because evenly is kind of like a nombo with like pretty much most of the deck. It's just there if I'm not able to have a Hoppier on my turn 0, right? And then it comes to be turn 2 for me, and then they trigger my my thrust. I could bring out the one copy of evenly matched and then, like, you know, make the board even. But I bring out the runics. I just want to see what I have, because I might do this to bring out not Hugin, but Jerry, I don't know. Because it's dude's a level 4, so that's really good synergy with our deck, and to be able to just instant kind of fusion target that, and without running like unexpected die or something that can't be ashed. That's just a nice extra body, because I have plenty of tuners between Hoppier, Gamma, right, Delta, Stardust, right? There's a lot of tuners on top of just, I don't need them to be tuners for Chaos Angel. So just having a level 4, it almost could be a body or a tuner. So that's something I'm thinking about experimenting. I might take out the evenly for that. We'll see. I want you guys to let me know in the comments anything you could think of, anything else with like the Stardust line, because the only thing I could find here is like, right, just this is even like a Stardust card. It's just a generic level 6 that you could draw one off of. I really don't go into the generic 6s like that. And I barely, you know, I don't have anything to search the super polys with. So the extra deck is just like what you guys saw. Excel, bring back one of the 2s from the grave that we used into Stardust, Synchro off into Barone usually, but again, like I said, Jenny would be crazy. Chaos Angel is also pretty cool. And then our link 2s, like you guys were able to see the Lambda, so the Gammas or Deltas that might initially be bricks in your hand, quickly don't become bricks after you're able to link this off, and then Verte just to get into like extra super poly play. So again, please let me know if you guys have any suggestions. I want to improve this deck. I want to revisit it. Let me know what you guys think. This is kind of a response to a previous viewer, subscriber of mine, who was like, I went against something like this and it was super annoying and they couldn't really tell me too much about what they ran, but I just kind of cooked and I was like, let me see if I can make a turn 0 nastiness, right? So without further ado, just stay fiending, motherfucker. Stay synchro, and I don't fucking know. I'm gonna fucking bounce.